All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome on back. And today we're going to be diving into angle, side, triangle congruence. So we're continuing our overall goal of this chapter, which is to prove that two triangles are congruent by our 5 specific triangle congruency theorems. In this video, we are going to go ahead and define what angle, side congruency theorem is and utilize it to prove that two triangles are congruent. So let's dive in. Angle, side. Two consecutive angles that are correspondingly congruent, and the next non-included side of one triangle is congruent to that same next non-included side of the second triangle. That means that these two triangles are congruent. Let me go ahead and explain one more time. We have angle being congruent to this corresponding angle. The very next angle correspondingly congruent to this very next angle. And the following side that goes right after it, the non-included one, the one that's not in between, is going to be congruent in both triangles. Angle, side. Angle, side. No side is skipped afterwards. No angle is skipped. Angle, following side. That's enough information to prove that these two triangles are congruent. Let's go ahead and utilize it in proof. I have that HF is parallel to GK and that FK are right angles. So what do I know? HF is parallel to GK, of course. That is what we're going to start with. Well, why is this important? Well, again, think about what we said in our last video. Parallel lines, they're descriptions of the lines, but the parallel lines tell us something about the angles, really about the lines. And so we can utilize this to our advantage as well. So we know that the parallel lines will usually tell us things about congruency or maybe angles being supplementary depending on what it is. But we're going to utilize the fact that GHF, this angle right in here, is congruent to GHF is congruent to HJGK. Well, where does that come from? Well, think about it. This is another prime example where FH and GK are parallel lines. GH is our transversal, so these are alternate interior angles. So these alternate interior angles are congruent when the lines are parallel. Okay. Well, what else do I know? Well, I was also given information that angle F and angle K are right. And what happens with right angles? Well, of course, they both equal 90 degrees. Well, if they both equal 90 degrees, then they're congruent angles to each other. And remember, any time that you have two right angles are always congruent. Right angles are always congruent to one another by our right angles congruency theorem. So now I've shown angle. What's coming up next? Well, this is my next side. Angle, GH is my next side. And looky there, it is our number one look for. It is a shared side. So GH is congruent to HG by the reflexive property. And so here we go. Here is our angle, side. The right angle, the alternate interior angles, and the reflexive property shared side. Angle, side. And that is enough information to prove that the two triangles are in fact congruent to one another. Angle, side.